Have you ever walked away from an argument feeling totally confused, thinking, wait, how did that somehow become my fault again? You start replaying the whole conversation in your head, trying to pinpoint what you said wrong. But deep down, you already know. It's the same pattern every single time. If that sounds familiar, you're not just dealing with bad communication. You're stuck in a toxic cycle called the blame game. It is where one partner constantly dodges responsibility and somehow manages to paint you as the villain in every single story. And here's the thing, this dynamic doesn't just cause fights. It quietly kills trust, intimacy, and your sense of emotional safety, little by little, one conversation at a time. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's actually happening, you can break free from it without losing your sanity or your self-respect. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to recognize it, why it happens, and what you can do to finally stop it for good. Hey, I'm Paul. A few years ago, I was in a relationship where every single argument ended the same way, with me being the one apologizing, even when I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. At first, I told myself things like, it's just stress, or maybe I'm overreacting. But after months of feeling blamed, confused, and guilty all the time, I realized something crucial. I wasn't crazy. I was being emotionally manipulated. Once I learned what the blame game actually was, and more importantly, how to stop playing it, everything changed. I stopped walking on eggshells around my own partner. I stopped taking on guilt that wasn't mine to carry. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free to speak my truth without being afraid of the fallout. If you've ever felt that same heavy sense of confusion or self-doubt, please stay with me. I am going to walk you through what is really going on behind the scenes and how you can finally take your power back. So, let us be clear. The blame game isn't about the occasional disagreement or a little bit of finger pointing. That happens in every relationship. This is a pattern, a repeated, predictable pattern where one person constantly avoids taking responsibility for their own actions and throws it all onto you instead. It might sound like, you're the reason I got so upset. Or if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have reacted this way. Or the classic, you always make things worse. At first, these comments feel small. Maybe just petty remarks or emotional outbursts you brush off. But over time, it becomes a destructive habit. They can't deal with their own uncomfortable emotions, so they hand them off to you like a hot potato. As the renowned researcher Dr. Breen Brown once said, blame is a way to discharge discomfort and pain. And she's absolutely right. Instead of sitting with their own mistakes or shortcomings, they project that pain onto you, so they don't have to face it themselves. But here's where it gets really dangerous for you. When you're constantly the one being blamed, you start to doubt yourself. You start thinking, maybe I really am the problem. Maybe it is all my fault. And that's exactly when the emotional damage starts to sink in deep. It changes how you see yourself, and it's incredibly difficult to undo. Let's talk about why this pattern is so incredibly destructive. First and foremost, it kills trust and emotional safety. You simply can't feel close to someone you're secretly scared to upset. When you know that any disagreement will somehow end with you being blamed, you just stop speaking up. You start to shrink. You make yourself smaller to keep the peace. Second, it's emotionally exhausting. You start walking on eggshells, carefully thinking about every single word you say just to avoid another conflict. That constant mental pressure eats away at your peace of mind and chips away at your confidence, day after day. And third, it completely distorts your reality. When someone constantly blames you, it's like being gaslighted over and over again. You start questioning your own memory, your perception of events, and even your sanity. You begin to believe their version of reality over your own. The brilliant relationship expert Dr. John Gottman talks about what he calls the four horsemen of the apocalypse in relationships. Two of them, criticism and defensiveness, are the absolute core of the blame game. And when those take over, every single argument turns into a battle for control, not a moment for connection. And here's the harsh truth that you need to hear. The cycle does not fix itself. You can't save a blame-based relationship by just apologizing more, or trying to be nicer, or working even harder to please them. The only thing that changes this toxic dynamic is when you change your response. You have to be the one to break the pattern. So let's talk about how to actually do that. Here are 3 powerful steps that can help you shift the dynamic and protect your peace, starting today. Step 1. Reframe the situation from fault to contribution. This is a game changer. Instead of getting sucked into the argument of whose fault is this, try asking a different question. What did each of us contribute to this situation? It's a subtle but incredibly powerful shift in perspective. It immediately takes you out of the blame trap and focuses the conversation on understanding, not accusation. It's not about taking the blame, it's about taking back your power and control over the conversation. Step 2. Use I statements. This is classic advice for a reason it works. So instead of saying something accusatory like, "You never listen to me," try rephrasing it from your perspective. "I feel dismissed when I'm interrupted. I'd really appreciate it if we could take turns speaking." Do you see how different that sounds? You're expressing how you feel, not attacking who they are as a person. This is how you invite collaboration instead of fueling conflict. And finally, step 3, set and, most importantly, keep your boundaries. This is non-negotiable. When the blaming starts, do not match their energy. Stay calm and say something clear and firm like, "I want to talk about this when we're both calm, but I'm not okay with being blamed for your feelings." And then, walk away. Seriously, physically remove yourself from the situation. Go to another room. Go for a walk. Boundaries only work if you actually stick to them. You aren't punishing them. You are protecting your peace. Remember, boundaries teach people how to treat you. So, now you know what the blame game looks like, how it slowly poisons trust, and how to finally break free from it. When you stop carrying the weight of guilt that isn't yours, you start reclaiming your confidence, your voice, and your peace of mind. Healthy love is never built on guilt. It's built on mutual respect and accountability. If this video hit home for you, I encourage you to check out my free guide on setting healthy boundaries. The link is down in the description below. And I would really love to hear from you. Have you ever been in a relationship like this? Drop a comment and tell me which part of this video hit you the hardest. You never know, your story might be exactly what someone else out there needs to hear today. To feel less alone, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications for more videos about emotional growth and building healthy relationships. Thanks so much for watching, and always remember, you deserve accountability, not blame.